Escapes.ca Destinations is sponsored in part by WestJet Vacations.
Want to go on an adventure? Let me take you there. I'll give you an insider's look on where to eat, play, and stay from the expats and the experts. All this without ever leaving our own backyard. Your best tour guide is within reach. I'm Mana Mansour, and this is Escapes.ca Destinations. Having 588 kilometers of beaches and temperatures averaging 26 degrees, it's no wonder that the Caribbean island of Cuba draws 2.5 million visitors a year. But Cuba is also well known for something other than its tropical weather, something a bit smaller. We can't get a taste of Cuba without trying one of their most famous exports, the Cuban cigar. So we've come to celebrity hotspot Revolucion Cigars and Fine Gifts, where the likes of Leonardo DiCaprio and Halle Berry have come to try their over 20 varieties of Cuban cigars.
Mana, welcome to Revolution.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to learn all about the Cubano cigars.
Yeah, and I'm happy to tell you about it too.
Paulo Agilitas opened Revolucion 6.5 years ago after he had his first cigar experience during a trip to Cuba. Right then, it was love at first puff, which drove Paulo to bring the Cuban culture back home.
We started out with probably less than half of what we have here for selection, but we kind of added this other dimension to it by increasing the selection of cigars for one, and then focusing on some of the specialty brands that Cuba has to offer in the whole cigar world.
So Paulo, you're going to teach us the basics of how to smoke a Cuban cigar, but first there's a few things we need to look for when choosing our cigar.
Exactly. What you want to do is, when you first get into smoking a cigar, look at the color and the consistency.
Okay.
Some people like to have like a lighter colored looking cigar. Other people prefer more darker. One of the first cigar plantations, factories, was actually developed in the early 1600s. So I mean, we're talking like hundreds of years here of cultivating what is today the Cuban cigar.
Having so many cigars to choose from made selecting just one not so easy. Thankfully, Paulo showed me his top favorites.
Here is A. Chapman. It's called the number 2. It's basically a pyramid, torpedo size.
Now, if you saw this on your kitchen counter, it's not a cookie jar.
It's the Series P number 1. And you can see the color and the consistency.
Why do people smell it back and forth this way? I see it all the time in movies. What does this happen?
They're just trying to get, the romance. It's probably a little bit attributed to what they've seen in the movies, I mean, everyone wants to take a good cigar and just get a nice big smell of that,
With my cigar chosen, Paula also walked me through the different varieties of cuts that are made to a cigar before lighting it.
We've got the guillotine cut, and then I've also got a punch cut. It just takes a hole out of the top, squish it in, and then pull it out, and voila. But this cigar is ready technically for smoking.
Ready for a taste.
Yeah.
With some final words of advice.
The idea behind it is to just light it and get it going slowly.
Slowly.
Small puffs, so you're not taking a lot of smoke in.
Right.
And you're not burning the end of the cigar. Yeah.
It's very nice.
Isn't that cool?
When you're getting ready to go on your trip to Cuba, you can have one of these with a cocktail.
A special occasion, right?
Absolutely.
Special occasion. Make it a special occasion.
Paulo, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Now for your travel tip of the week.
When traveling to Cuba, be sure to bring Canadian dollars, as US dollars are not accepted. And also be sure to have 25 Cuban pesos handy for your departure, as they will charge a departure tax upon leaving the country.
Escapes.ca Destinations was sponsored in part by WestJet Vacations.